This is a somewhat tragic story. The closing of Beef Burger in Greensboro, one of the last two remaining Biff Burgers in the United States, or anywhere in the world for that matter, closed unceremoniously just days before its 60th anniversary. And the reasons, well, I'll get into that. Biff Burger expanded out of the original location in Clearwater, Florida in the 1950s and 60s. But by the 1980s, most locations had closed, so there were only two Biff Burgers left in the 2000s, one in St. Petersburg, Florida, and one in Greensboro, North Carolina. In Greensboro, owner Ralph Havis changed the name to Beef Burger in the 1980s, just in case the chain got back underway and hit him with past franchise fees. Right up to the end, Ralph used the Biff Burger Roto-Red broiler for grilling the burgers, and the tangy sauce that went on the patties after broiling. Same milkshake machine. Everything was original to the Biff Burger model, but he also added dozens of other food items to the menu board, like fried zucchini sticks, and he had a pretty good ribeye steak sandwich. That's what I would go there for. Leave a comment below and tell us what you liked most about Biff Burger or Greensboro's Beef Burger. The Biff Burger building architecture had wings on either side of the walk-up window, so Ralph enclosed those spaces for indoor dining. 70s era bright yellow modular seating and tables, and installed video games and a claw machine, very much early 1980s. You have to understand, Beef Burger was Ralph Havis's life. He was there working every day, just about. It was very unusual if you went there and you didn't see Ralph. So he wasn't just a restaurant owner. He was involved with every aspect of the operation. Beef Burger's 60th anniversary on May 1st, 2021, was a big deal to Ralph. It was a symbol of accomplishment. Just days before, on Monday morning, April 26, 2021, the parking lot was jammed up and jelly tight with cars spilling out onto Gate City Boulevard, and the joint wasn't even open yet. Word spread quickly over social media that Beef Burger, a Greensboro institution for half a century, was closing for good that day, Monday, would be the final service. Mourners poured through the doors to express their shock and horror. What, no more sign on the door reading, "If you're drunk, eat somewhere else"? No Beef Burger? Say it ain't so. And the employees at Beef Burger that Monday said, "It ain't so." I know because I walked up there to confirm that they were open. The non-event gathered mucho TV airtime as word went out that perhaps it was a hoax or a brilliant marketing strategy. But by the next Friday, Beef Burger was closed with a sign that read, "Closed, no buns." Thursday, April 29th was the diner's last day. Ralph Havis had been in the hospital for days. Ralph's brother had come in, gotten the cash from the register, then shut off the electricity. There was no sign up about Beef Burger closing for good, but with no refrigeration, that clearly wasn't going to happen. Now, this information comes from a public forum, and the guy wanted to remain anonymous, but he was very close to the Beef Burger folks. The sad story is that the owner Ralph signed everything over to his brother earlier in the week, and the brother closed Beef Burger. Evidently, the two are not close, as Ralph told the brother not to close Beef Burger until next week, after the 60th anniversary, which would have been May 1st, so he wouldn't even leave it open an extra few days. Ralph was reportedly very upset, but Ralph's brother wanted nothing to do with the restaurant. He owns a large farm and doesn't have time to look after a restaurant. So they were hoping someone would step in and buy the place and revive it, but that didn't happen. And now it looks like another restaurant's going into that space, but they're keeping the architecture. The new tenants are going to keep the decor pretty much the same as it was, which would be great because it had that nice 1970s look. It would actually be kind of hip today. We'll see how that plays out. Ralph Havis died in July of 2021. The St. Pete location in Florida closed several months later in 2021 as well. That location served cocktails and beer from a tiki bar with live music. And in an auction after the closing of that Biff Burger, the Biff Burger signage sold for $400. Check out the links in the description below. It will tell you the whole story of how Biff Burger became Beef Burger in Greensboro, and the history of Biff Burger across the United States, and why they went out of business, if you're interested. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe.